Welcome to another episode of Tech Talks on the Boardwalk. We are here and ready to go, so let's flow. Talk nerdy to me. So, can you explain what we have here in terms of like your hats and what some people have actually asked you who've approached you to purchase your hats? What are some questions that you've been getting in regards to leveraging emerging technologies?
So a few people have asked, do I have an NFT connected to the hat?
Okay.
That's as far as it's gone, I guess, on the clothing. I recently went to an auction where they were auctioning off Snoop Dogg's personal belongings, and they were backing them with NFTs, each like custom piece.
Okay.
So you weren't buying the NFT, but you were buying the piece of clothing that came with a free NFT.
Okay. And then with that purchase, you would get that item or that digital asset.
Well, so they were purchasing the physical, let's say, hat or jacket, and then the NFT was being given attached somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had proof of ownership on the blockchain that you own that piece of content.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've had people approach you to purchase your hats, but they wanted some sort of digital asset so they can show that they had that ownership.
Right. Or just wondered if I do have it. And
Okay.
just started the conversation about that.
Interesting.
Again, I just feel like it's not enough in the conversation yet. So where it's like, it'd be a concern of mine.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm missing out, I guess, by not having it.
What was your response then when they asked you if you had an NFT for your hats?
I currently don't.
Okay.
I mean, but I do have digital assets of each hat, most of them. But they're not created, they haven't been created into NFTs yet.
So what's the digital asset that you've created for it? Like
It's just
an
like
image?
pictures, yeah.
An image.
Yeah, I just have pictures.
As simple as that,
Videos.
right? Digital asset. So
Yeah.
with the digital asset, it's just not on the boardwalk quite
Right,
yet.
exactly.
Okay. So that's very interesting. So you mentioned what's holding you back from actually creating that digital asset is because not enough people are asking you for that.
So my community specifically, I don't hear enough people talking about it within my own community.
Okay.
And I feel like that would be the biggest reason because, like, to me, it all makes sense of how it works and why it works. But if nobody is talking about it, nobody's interested in it, and nobody's going to want it, then there's no really, need to have it.
That's so true. That's so true. So would that be the only reason why you would go down that path of using NFTs in your business?
Is that the only reason? Is that the only reason?
Is that the only reason? Like, could there be other benefits to being on the blockchain? Could another community who enjoys this type of creative expression find you and engage with your products and purchase from you, essentially opening up a new marketplace?
Well, so I feel like the same way that I would see that working out would be the same way if I built my online store up. So it's like, should I just focus on whether digital, same way it's digital in both ways, but do I focus on pushing the purchase of a physical item, or do I focus on the purchase of a picture?
This is a great question.
Or a video.
And it leads to this idea that we live, I feel, in an and world, where it's not or, it's and.
Yeah.
So if you were to put up your website and have it be possible for people who go to purchase the physical product alone, or they could purchase the physical product with a digital asset.
Right.
And you could have it two separate price points.
True. But then again, I don't hear enough people asking me about it or talking about it to the point where, like sometimes I'm out here and people are like, oh, do you have this color? Oh, do you have this shirt? And then I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I can do that. But I don't hear enough people being like, do you have an NFT to go with it? I've heard it maybe once, maybe once or twice.
So I believe that in the future, it's going to be so integrated into things we wouldn't even know about it. Like, for example, you would purchase a hat and it will have a QR code to receive the NFT that goes with it, the digital asset that shows you have ownership of this.
Right.
And people could do it if they wanted to, if they had a wallet or if they had that interest, and or if they could choose not to.
Right.
But it's going to be something that's so infused, like so commonplace in a way. It will be like if you were to purchase it. If I were to purchase this hat right now, I might not even have to scan the QR code. When I purchase it, it will automatically send me like a link or put something in my wallet like that shows I have this ownership to this hat. Mm-hmm. It's going to be so seamlessly infused.
Would you personally want that for every single piece of anything that you own?
I don't know if it's necessary for every single thing. I don't know
that.
if it's necessary.
It's like where
it's if you it's almost as if like how much do you want people to know that you own this specific item, that, and how much are you interested in perhaps selling either the digital asset on its own or the digital asset with the product itself to get that money back in a way on the secondary market.
Yeah, because no, you could NFT. I mean, that's the thing about it, right? You can NFT anything.
You can NFT anything.
You can NFT every day of your life.
You could totally do that. In fact, I'm sure there's artists out there. In fact, there's one in particular. He's like one of the biggest names in the space. Totally blanking on his name right now, but he created an NFT where it was every single day of his life, and he merged it all together in one image. And the name of this artist is Beeple. It just came to me. So Beeple, check him out. This is not a promo for people, but it can be done where you literally NFT your every day of your life.
So to purchase an NFT, you have to have digital currency, right?
You don't necessarily. They're making platforms now. It's getting more and more common that you can purchase an NFT with
just like a credit card.
US, just a credit card. Just regular currency, US currency.
So why do you think, you said that's newer?
It's becoming more and more common now.
Why do you think it wasn't from the beginning?
That's a great question. It could be because it initially came from like the Web3 space specifically, which is really about like using crypto. The Web3 space is all about decentralized technology, and the current like currency of countries, including the US, is not decentralized, it's centralized. So it wanted to use, they were encouraging people, people actually wanted to use digital, like decentralized currencies like cryptocurrency. But now they're realizing that it's become a barrier for some people who don't yet have that understanding of how to create a certain wallet that or how to purchase like cryptocurrencies. So they're removing barriers.
Yeah, all that. I mean, again, these would all be reasons why I haven't dived in yet, but like the switch can be made so quickly for me. So where again,
why do you think that? What do you think would need to happen again to make that switch? You mentioned like people need to engage more with that idea, and then you need to create a website. Anything else that could
if I had hi love, yeah, feel free. They're all hand painted, so they're all going to be like a one of a kind design. And there is a little mirror right here as well.
Thank you. I think I want this for my boyfriend.
Cute. Yeah, I actually just did the color paint on it today, and I started the base with bleach so that it's lighter, and then when I add the color, it's so rich and so poppin'. So thank you. Yeah, no, that one. So that one specifically is 40. Mainly they range from like 30 to 40, but that one has like a bit more detail than most. So yeah.
It's a good one. Okay. Hey.
Yeah, there's a couple cool ones underneath as well. And I think there's... And then I also have these two that are on the navy blue, a bit more, like, a bit more chill. And then this one's a bit more detailed as well.
That's so cute.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to make them super abstract and different, so I have so much fun. Oh, man.
So good. So
yeah,
good.
I feel like if one out of every 10 people asked me Do you have digital? Then it'd be like, oh shit, it's something I need to think about.
Yeah.
I've been asked one time, and I literally have sold like over 5,000 pieces of like,
That's amazing.
individual customized stuff. So it's
okay.
like,
So we know we're not quite there yet.
not yet. I mean, maybe not for the fashion world. Maybe it's not my demographic because, like I said, I'm usually at music events or whatever it is. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It's just kind of a response for what are people looking for.
Yes. Yeah. So we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we close today, I just want to get into a more of a conversation. Okay, we talked about NFTs. Let's now turn into like this AI conversation. So, like, we chatted a little bit about this before we turned the camera on. What are your thoughts on AI?
Man. I don't even know if I've had the time to process my own thoughts on it because of how quickly it advances.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like there's so many advantages. Obviously, there's obviously so many disadvantages.
Let's touch on those. What are some like the biggest advantages that you can think of right now as to why you'd want to leverage AI as a creator?
As a creator, I feel like we thrive off of like bouncing ideas off of things. And so AI just is almost like that second, third, and 25th brain for you to be like, oh, does this sound good? Does that sound good? Like,
that's so true.
So that's helpful in a way that you can just get different perspectives of, you know, still what you're trying to portray. Disadvantages, just creating like any type of ease or less thought for people just creates less need for like learning and growth, like just as a human. Because obviously the more you rely on anything, whether it's your mom or your phone, you lose like
so you're giving it some sort of control, right?
And you're like leaning on it almost to a point where, again, it's not that you're 100% going to be leaning on it, but like the more and more you are, it'll get harder the more you do that.
It would get more difficult to. Okay, I see what you're saying. So with all that in mind, do you personally use AI tools like ChatGPT? Okay.
Yeah, so I use it for like marketing because like I don't have a marketing team, right? So, but any big marketing firm has 10 or 15 or 20 people. So that's like what it's going to be used for.
Yeah.
But that's like mainly it. Yeah. I've seen people use it for like conversations with like their friends, and I'm just like, that's a little rough. Or like write my girlfriend a poem or something.
No.
And it's like, that's what it came for. And so it's like,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
One
interesting.
second.
Okay.
Did you figure out which ones you wanted? Still looking? Okay, I love it. Yeah, no, keep going through all of them. There's like, you're going to get surprised every time you pull them up. Yeah.
So when you use it for marketing, like what questions do you ask it? Like, have you found like certain prompts that really allow you to create the best content?
No, it's really just very direct. Like, write me an Instagram caption of blah, 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 or give me 5 reasons why this is better than that, or whatever. Just things that like you could easily research yourself right away, but it's going to take, instead of 20 minutes, it's going to take 30 seconds.
Yep.
So then as a business, productivity-wise, that's great. But then again, for the whole like mental part of it and stimulation,
I hear that.
Kind of just, it like cuts so much out that it's like
those.
So interested to see where it goes, because I know if it's this accessible for people, it's obviously going to be misused somehow, some way. We'll see how bad it gets, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, with any good thing, someone's going to come in and ruin it for everyone in a sense. But while we have access to it in the way that we do, why not leverage it?
No, 100%. You should be using it because it can help.
Yeah.
You know? Again, like let's say I don't even know. Yeah, like you just can't think of a recipe for tonight. And simple things, right?
Simple.
That it helps to have conversations with other people.
Yeah.
But again, to fully rely on it, I mean, that's to each his own, you know, whatever.
Danger zone.
If the only thing though that you're relying on it for is to tell you what to make for dinner, then is that a problem? Not really.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
But If it's like some more serious stuff,
Yeah.
and you're like,
that's where the problem gets going.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
well,
Did you
thank
see
you
the
so
little
much for
hidden
joining
message in
us
there?
for Tech Talks on the Boardwalk.
Cute.
We really
I love
dove
it.
deep
Thank you so
into the use of
I really appreciate it. I
NFTs
love what I
for
do.
physical products
Mhm.
as a
All of
creator.
them. Yeah, I can do
or an
Apple
artist,
Cash. I can do
as
Cash
well
App,
as the use
Apple
of
Pay,
AI
Venmo.
for marketing.
Yeah, whatever's
purposes.
easier for you.
So,
You just let me know.
as always, stay gold.
Yeah, I can do Cash App for sure.
And then you said this one was 40. How much was it?
Innovate.
They're both going to be 40.
create.
Yeah, for the detail on those. Yeah.
Thanks again for joining us here for Tech Talks on the Boardwalk. Can you share with us your name again and any like last minute takeaways for everyone watching today?
Yeah, my name is Wasani. Live your life. Stop waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. Just do it. Wake up and do it. Go smell the grass yourself.
Go smell the grass.
Don't wait or expect people to tell you how it is first, and then you try to figure out for yourself. Just go figure it out.
Just do it.
Yeah, we're living a beautiful life in Southern California. I got music, I got clothing, I got so many ways to showcase art that honestly, it's just within the existence we have out here where we just wake up and give somebody a smile, share a joke. Welcome to Pacific Beach in San Diego. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's flow gold. Well, thanks again for joining us today for Tech Talks on the Boardwalk. Remember to stay gold, innovate, and create. See you next time.
Yeah.